Gather round, baby bats. Gather round, little darklings. It's getting late, and there are stories to be told. Our rebellion is being sold back to us. I rewind the magneset as the contempt roots itself firmly at my core. What the hell happened? Just a few months ago, the only people concerned with our movement were those who were a part of it and those who we targeted. And now, it's trendy to gab on about transistors and diodes while sipping champagne at your big fundraiser event. I've even heard our creed, Advanced Circuits, Primitive Minds, misconstrued as a celebration of the rampant production of analog technology replacing human interaction. How do they not see they're the problem? The magneset player emits a loud click, and the hum of the tape being rewound stops. And then there's this. I eject the tape and toss it aside, burying half my face in my hand as I look up at the ceiling. Bastards. Never mind the expansive literature detailing the philosophy of our movement. Never mind that the written word is and always will be the greatest act of sedition. Never mind the reason we carry our solder pens, not as a fashion accessory, but as a tool of defiance to cut in on the monopoly of corporate violence. You can just buy this magneset for $59.99 and know everything you need to know about our little movement, starring Leo Damon. As if. This always happens. Every counterculture from each generation is inevitably swallowed up by faceless corporations and regurgitated back at retail value, only tamer and stripped down to its most docile state. And honestly, how could they not? At worst, it becomes a failed business investment on their behalf, and the movement is stymied in the eyes of the public, being seen as derisory and uncool. The best case scenario is that they make a shitload of money off of merchandise and the movement becomes an empty shell of its former self. Ultimately, they never pay the higher price. The societal impact of them will forever be intangible, unknowable so long as it cannot be put on a spreadsheet. How long until the heroes of our revolution commit suicide upon realizing that they have been assimilated into the very system they are fighting? Upon realizing that the system is inescapable? How long until we see the faces of those heroes on a legion of t-shirts? And not just their faces, but their suicide notes? How long until we receive a film every 3 years going over the final moments of their lives and their deaths Xeroxed again and again with a myriad of faces not their own? How many people will be compelled to emulate their death? How many times must one person die for the purpose of media consumption? Why is it that all of this is integral to the cycle of media consumption? Why is it happening to us? We had something here. The evidence of the problem is all around us. We can see it. It's there. So how is it possible that so many people can be gaslit into not seeing it, into not seeing it anymore? Is this just the curse of being a social animal and having that used against you by those willing to exploit that fact? With every reincarnation of the counterculture, it seems that it grows more unfocused, less to do with ideals and more of a practice of ritual. That there is something within the zeitgeist that dictates the necessity of a movement, but not what form it will take, merely that it must exist. Are we the guardians or the flock? Or both? There is a responsibility there, and we cannot ignore it any longer. I prepare to head out to the city streets and grab my solder pen and component satchel on my way out, but I leave behind my favorite black trench coat. It may have meant something to me in the past, but that's where that meaning will stay. As any techer will tell you, the circuits may be advanced, but we can always evolve. Sleep tight, kiddos.